a member of the school or someone else involved in the project somehow, or a neighboring property owner or community member. So start with Ian Frank.
Good afternoon, Ian Frank, Facilities Director at Cincinnati College Preparatory Academy.
Okay, great. Welcome.
Thank you.
I see that we have Kate Meehan here from the City Planning Department.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon, Kate. All right, and Amy Malmstrom.
Good job. Yep, I'm an owner's rep with CCPA.
Okay. You said CC. Okay, that's the school.
Yeah, with the school.
All right, great. We also have Ashton Tucker. You'll see she is just observing. She's from the law department, so she'll just be observing the hearing today. Are we expecting anyone else to join us here from the school or on the applicant side?
No,
Okay.
sir.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. We need to read through our hearing script. This is just going to cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll begin. So this is the April 16th, 2025 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. The case before us today is case number ZH20250029. That's 1413 Linn Street. The purpose of the hearing is to allow applicants and any other parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any other party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. For our purposes here today, I'll allow Mr. Frank and Ms. Malmstrom to tell me about the project, what exactly it is they're proposing to do, the zoning relief that they're requesting to complete the project, and then of course why they think that relief is appropriate. If there were anyone here from the public, they'd have an opportunity to speak after the applicants had presented their case. I'll hear from the planning department and Ms. Meehan to provide any testimony in addition to her staff report. In the event that any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to this application, the applicant will have an opportunity to respond to that testimony offered in opposition. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. Okay, the last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. If you intend on providing any testimony here today, the zoning code requires that I swear you in prior to that testimony. So if that's you, if you could take yourself off of mute, I'll need everyone to raise their right hand and to answer out loud. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. All right. Who's going to be taking the lead for us here on the applicant's presentation?
I can
Okay.
start. And then Amy can fill in. So good afternoon. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to talk to you about the zoning variance on our sign. Cincinnati College Preparatory Academy is a community school located in the West End of about 1,000 kids coming from all parts of Cincinnati. We are growing, which is fantastic. And with that growth, we built an additional part of our high school. So our high school opened up last August. And before this school, we had 214 kids in our high school. Now we have 260. Cincinnati College Preparatory Academy is rated 4 stars out of 5 from the Ohio Department of Education, and that's based upon our test scores of our students. We come to you today because we were built onto our new building, and part of that was to have some signage that was going to go on the front of the building stating Cincinnati College Preparatory High School. Unfortunately, through our contractor, they went through many subcontractors for delay on the project, and then respectfully, a local artist by the name of Cedric Cox approached us, and he put up a mural on the side of our building. And so then we went back and finally the company moved ahead with the city, and the city reported back to the company that you already have a sign on your building. And then we went through the various process, and that's where we're at. Amy, what would you add?
Yeah, the only reason the mural counted as signage was they did include CCPA lettering in it. So we really don't have any official signage on the building at all at this point, other than that graphic representation of CCPA. So the goal here is to get a true dimensional sign at the entry point, marking clear entry for visitors and students. And we're obviously over our signage allowance, so hence the variance request.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna quickly share my screen here. So this is the mural that was installed with the CCPA,
Mhm.
and the proposal is to install this sign on the same facade, just further down over the entrance of the doors. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and that new sign does meet the true signage requirements, so we're not above and beyond what a typical signage request would be.
Got it. So it's just the number of signs on one facade that you're exceeding. Okay.
Correct.
All right, great. I don't think I have any other questions. Kate, anything you wanted to add here?
I would just add that, so when the application came in, I saw, the mural on the building and, was a little bit unclear about, do we call this a mural? Do we call it a sign? Because it has the letters. I did take it to a staff meeting, and as staff, we determined that it was a sign because it has the letters in it, and the code does state, that a mural cannot have any kind of logo, lettering, signage in it. If it does, then it is considered a sign. So for our purposes, we do consider the mural to be a sign because of the letters in it. Granted, they are not the focal point of the mural. They're kind of muted. So they're not really the, again, focal point of that piece of artwork. So the request for the signage above the door, is certainly warranted. Because this is in an RM 1.2B zoning district, it is very restrictive in terms of signage that's permitted here. One sign of 24 square feet is permitted for a, non-residential building in this zoning district. So the request is for the wall signage that's above the doors that will clearly mark the entrance to the building for any visitors and for others that may be visiting, as well as students. There is also a window sign, and it's a bit difficult to see, but in figure 5, you can see it. And it is their window clings. And I understand that a lot of the need for these is student safety. And we certainly don't take issue with that. But there is a request also to have a larger window sign. Again, the code states that window signs can take up 20% of the window. This window cling or sign on the far right is about 50% of the window. So it does need relief for the size of that. So there are requests for the number of signs and also for dimensional variances for the window sign and the wall sign that both exceed what would be permitted by the zoning code.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kate.
Mhm.
And you're recommending approval?
Yes,
right?
so we
Okay.
recommend for approval. Certainly it's a long building, and it's just kind of makes sense that they would want to have a sign that clearly denotes the entrance. The mural, where it is located on the wall, is not by the entrance. So it functions more as a, art piece. And although it does have signage, it's not denoting any kind of entrance or anything. So the new wall sign will clearly denote the entrance, and then just relief is needed because of the size of the window sign. But we would recommend approval for both of those things.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kate.
Mm.
All right, I'll turn it back over to the applicants here. Anything you want to say in response to Ms. Meehan's comments or anything else in closing or otherwise before we adjourn?
No, I just want to appreciate Ms. Meehan because she asked a lot of defining questions through the process. And also she educated us moving forward, you know, if we have any additions. Now I'm very cognizant of what is required and what is not permitted. So I do appreciate that learning curve doing that. So again, I just appreciate everybody's time today and her comments.
Okay, great. I think we can leave it at that. I've had a chance to review the application materials and the staff report. Based on that and based on the testimony that I've heard here today, I'm going to approve the application.
Thank you.
I need to formalize that approval in a written decision. I mentioned at the beginning that typically takes about 2 weeks. As soon as I finish the written decision, I put into a PDF and I'll email it to you. So you'll have it really just moments after it's complete. As soon as, and Kate will be on that email as well. As soon as Kate has that, she can approve the zoning permitting on her end and you all can take the next steps.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Any other questions or anything else? I will say is, go ahead, Kate.
I would just like to add, Ian was very helpful to me in determining window sign dimensions and all of that, and I appreciate the time and his help in doing that. So that was very helpful.
And I'll say as someone who is currently working on rewriting and streamlining our signage code, writing regulations for signs can be really complex, and ultimately you have to draw the line somewhere, and it's never a one size fits all, and that's kind of why this process exists. But we are trying to work on the sign code to make it a little bit more streamlined and easier to understand and, you know, helpful for folks like you. So appreciate it. And that's it. I think hope you all have a wonderful day. Good luck with the project, and we're adjourned.